Hello and welcome to Jrock's Pop Culture Revolution. This is episode number 7, and I am your host, Jason Jrock Houston. And today we're going to start doing something new on this show every once in a while, not every single episode, but we're going to start having guest host on. And so the first person I welcomed to do that was my good friend Ben Hicks, the creator and writer and director of Midas Cove. And Sarahjane, Sarah, am I saying your name right? Is it Motier?
Montemayor.
Okay. Is that French?
It is Spanish.
Oh, wow. I love that. Okay. Anyways, and Sarah is one of the actors on Ben's show, um, Midas Cove, and we're going to be talking about that. So, since Halloween's right around the corner, it's going to be a Halloween themed show today. Ben, why don't we start with you? Tell folks a little bit about you and Midas Cove.
I'm the writer and creator of Midas Cove. We're in production, and we're going to be wrapping up episodes 1 and 2 in December, first week in December, looking like.
And Sarah, why don't you tell us how you got involved with Midas Cove and a little bit about the character you play?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I actually met Ben through another mutual filmmaker, and we just got to talking. He told me about this amazing character, and as they say, the rest was future. The character is Tracy Wheeler, and I love her so much. I love that character. She is just one big spicy fireball, and to be able to embody her, it's both easy and difficult at the same time. And I can't wait for people to see her. They're going to fall in love with her in their own way, and the journey they're going to take with her is going to be both emotional and actiony. And I've definitely prepared myself. So
And so, Sarah, let me ask you: is there a lot of Tracy in you, or did you have to kind of really go to deep dive into create the character?
I think it's a little bit of both, to be honest. When stepping into Tracy's shoes, it's so easy. Like emotionally, it's so easy. But everything else is definitely, mentally preparing. Just because she's such a complex character that there is a lot of having to build a relationship with her and really get into her mindset. But yet again, the emotion part, it's so easy. Me and her, we're one. She is me and I am her. But then everything else, it's kind of like building blocks. So
That's great. And now, Ben, I know you're a big horror fan, in
Oh,
addition
yeah.
to being a writer and creator of all this stuff. How did you first get into horror?
Oh, God. That can take me back to when I was 5 years old. I was watching Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh,
That was my
wow.
babysitter.
Oh,
I've
there
seen
you
them
go.
all, dude. I've seen the Fridays, the Nightmares, Hellraiser, you name it. I've seen it.
Yeah, yeah. And one of the reasons I have a pop culture show is I have a lot of fun talking about this stuff, and it brings back a lot of fun childhood memories. I mean, one such one is every Halloween when I was a kid, I remember tuning in to Charlie Brown's "It's a Great Pumpkin," Charlie
Oh,
Brown,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and as a kid, that's real fun to do every year. And what's funny is now I'm able to own the DVD. I got it in my collection. I can put it on anytime. But what's fun about it is I was doing some research. Come to find out that Vince Girardi, who did all the music for the Penis cartoons, he apparently recorded the music for that,
yeah,
and of all places, Desilu Studios.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. And again, what I was in doing research on that for a recent episode I did, I come to also find out that before 1966 when they premiered that, it was the first time that there had been any kind of like Halloween special on TV. They'd never really
Yeah.
thought to do that and related to Halloween. And now again, I know you're really into. You recently attended what was it, Scarefest or something?
Oh, yeah. Oh, Scarefest. I finally got to meet Tom Savini as a
Okay.
lifelong goal. I tried to go meet Robert Engel, but he had a line 3 miles down the road. There's just no
Yeah.
meeting him. But I did get to meet him back when I had a booth at Scarefest. I got to get in line and finally meet that guy. And I tell you what, Robert will talk your head off. I mean, it was so loud I couldn't understand really what he's talking about. I said, you know what, just keep talking. I'm going to agree.
Yeah, yeah, and Ben, like my reference point for a lot of the horror stuff is even though, okay, I wasn't born in the world till 1971, for me, when I was growing up, a lot of it was those classic Universal horror films,
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
original Dracula and Frankenstein. I'm talking from 1931, before any of the three of us were here, but that was what was available. Those were classic movies at the time when I was growing up. You'd see them like a lot of times around Halloween time, or late at midnight on some special scare fest. And that was my introduction into horror. Now, you shared me when I reached out to you about doing this episode, some stuff that you grew up on, like Tales from a Crypt and some other stuff. But I'm not really, Tales from a Crypt I've heard of, but other stuff you mentioned, I'm not too much familiar with this. So I want to give you an opportunity to talk about some of that stuff.
Oh God, Tales from the Crypt. Well, I mean, to really go back, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark,
There you
come
go.
on Saturday nights at I think 11 p.m.
Yeah.
I mean, Lord God, but Tales from the Crypt come along, and it was just the writing on that was just amazing. There was this one particular episode, it creeped me out because it's about this lunatic Santa Claus that escaped the crazy house, and he was just killing people left and right, and his face looked demonic looking.
Wow.
That one really got me. It was an awesome show.
Yeah. So Sarahjane, what are some of your Halloween traditions? Is there anything you like to watch? Are you much into horror, anything like that? What do you do to get your Halloween on every year?
Oh, yes. So I am definitely huge on horror. It's always been a family tradition, which I actually said in another podcast, that my family have always kind of went trick-or-treating. They all got together with the candy, kind of going through it. They're eating the candy too, but
Yeah.
we would always watch Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th. And then when that was done, it would be like we would just all sit around and tell ghost stories. And my nana was the tradition is she would sit down and tell her most terrifying ghost stories or experiences. And we have carried that tradition throughout time that now I kind of do it with my own kids.
Oh, wow.
Except minus the Halloween and stuff, got to keep it family like. So that tradition's kind of changed. So we kind of go and take it back to the pretty much original Goosebumps. So I love that. All those stories in there, I forgot how good they were and how some actors now that are big kind of started off on
That's true.
Goosebumps.
That's true.
Yeah, I was like, oh my goodness, like I think it was Ryan Gosling. He was in one of them, and I was like, what? Like, what is he doing here? But it's a very nice tradition to get my son into the same type of, I guess horror that I was in, especially in the Disney route, watching like Don't Look Under the Bed, the Goosebumps and stuff like that. So I continue it, and that's kind of what I do to get my scare on.
Yeah. And another thing I loved was going back to the 1980s is the original Ghostbusters movie, for the simple fact that not only is it kind of Halloween themed and, because of a ghost and all that, but I love the way they mixed comedy and horror, if you know what I mean.
Yes. That's a hard trick to do, Jason. It really is. Sid Haig, Captain Spaulding, I met him, and of course, he talked to me 30 minutes. Everybody else was waiting in line. He told me the biggest is to be a good actor is to get them laughing and then to scare them right away. If you can trigger those two emotions, you're good. And I've always took that advice to try to do that.
Yeah, that's fun. Now let me ask you guys, as far as Halloween, do you have a favorite time you look back like, and what was the ultimate Halloween costume that you dressed up as?
Oh God. Well, my kids this year, they want to see Jake Carter, but I got to put a mask covering my face so they don't know I'm Jake Carter. But I go as Michael a lot. I've got actually a real custom-made movie look-alike, Michael Myers mask. I got the overalls, the boots, you name it, I got it. That's my go-to. But I do have a Freddy custom mask where it shows the expressions, and I got the bloody hands, I got the sweater. But I don't know, just something about Michael, though. I'm a big Freddy fan, but Michael's just, he's really creepy, at night.
How about you, Sarah? Do you have a special memory from when you were growing up, something that really you remember dressing up as?
The Red Power Ranger. That was my ultimate, the Red Power Ranger.
That's a good one.
It is. It was like I was so into the Power Rangers that my mom had to go around trying to find it. So
Yeah, I remember probably my most memorable. I must have been 10 years old at the time, and my mom helped me get dolled up in the Gene Simmons Kiss makeup, and
Oh, that's awesome.
without looking like Gene Simmons. And the funny thing about it is, it actually took longer to get in the shower and get all the makeup off than it did to even get it on.
The reason why I went with Michael Myers because actually I had a family member try to do the paint for Freddy Krueger on my face, and all she did was paint my face brown.
Wow.
And that turned out really bad. So, you know what? Just give me the mask. I'm going that way.
Now, you guys mentioned like, stuff like Nightmare on Elm Street and, Friday the 13th and stuff like that. Now, we all seen the original film. Now, what did you think, like, when Rob Zombie and some other people remade those classic films? Were you as big of a fan of the newer versions?
You can go ahead, Sarah, if you want to go first.
Oh man. Oh, that question. So okay. I definitely grew up watching the original. So for me, that has always been there in my heart. My nana is a huge fan of the originals. So sorry if you hear my kids in the background. My son agrees too. The original. It's the original. It was so eerie. There was this whole not knowing his backstory that I felt just made it so more eerie. And then with Rob Zombie, he kind of touched base on the background. And as much as I thought it was clever, I love his take on it. I loved how he put his own spin. There was some originality to it. Danielle Harris, she was in it. I thought that was so amazing that she came back as a different character. But all in all, I just feel the original, man. You can't touch the original, you know?
That seems to always be the case, I mean, even another Rob Zombie film that I was looking so forward to was his version of the Munsters. And when I finally seen it, it was very much a letdown. Now, I liked some of it. I liked it for what it was, but it was nothing like the original. I mean, and let's be honest, the original was in black and white, so you colorize it and it's a little different. In the Rob Zombie version, I did like some of the music, but that was about it. And I don't know, nothing against his filmmaking. That was his vision. It just wasn't the same,
Yeah. Jason, I have to say, when it comes to Rob Zombie films, I got to say House of Corpses and The Devil's Rejects will always be the top Rob Zombie movies I absolutely love because that cast is just unbeatable. They so much chemistry. Bill Moseley just rocked it in that, and so did Sid Haig. I just love those movies.
And you know why that is probably, Ben? Because probably Rob Zombie on that film was much more involved with the story and the development of the picture, and it's much more of a film that's based on an original concept than recreating somebody else's masterpiece.
He was hit up to do a remake of Nightmare on Elm Street, but he turned it down. I keep thinking, I can't imagine how bloody Freddy would be with him. Because can you imagine?
Yeah.
It would be. Oh man, honestly, I think it would top the Johnny Depp scene. It would top. He would go above and beyond because that was like kind of the worst. Yes, that was the worst in Nightmare on Elm Street. So I think if Rob Zombie took that, oh man, it would be 10 times.
Well, you remember though, Sarah, the Tina's death. She's laying in the bed.
Yeah.
And can you imagine what that would have looked like? I mean, every time I watch that, it's still a little disturbing because her shirt comes open, he just straight down her chest and then lifts her and throws her on the ceiling, and it's just a massacre. And there's a deleted scene where Freddy's giving her the kiss of death goodbye. I've seen it.
Yeah.
She's just laying there bleeding. He gives her with his glove. He kisses her goodbye. It's just really creepy stuff.
Yeah. Now, Ben, talking a little about your series, Midas Cove. Do you have any an official date when it will be going to the streaming services, or that's something you're still working on?
We're still working on it. Editors and color graders is my next big thing right now because I do have a color grader right now. I have an editor too. He's backed up a little bit, but we're getting. I don't want to let too much out of the bag. I
got you. Yeah.
I see. I'm superstitious, Jason. I'm just like if I don't talk about it too much, I'm superstitious. But there's some big things coming.
Okay.
And I would love to announce it on your show once
Oh
it's
yeah,
ready.
we'll definitely have you back.
Yeah.
If you don't mind though, Ben, okay, since we have you and Sarah on, I was kind of interesting. Um, as far as for her part, did you have the whole cattle call of people come and audition? What was that process like? And
No, actually, I was about to, and there was another director showed me her, and I reached out to her, and we talked, told her about the character, and she auditioned. And I'm telling you right now, when you see Sarah play Tracy Wheeler, she's going to knock it out of the park because she's a real emotional character, and I almost wanted to cry with her because I'm like, "Are you okay? Are you really cry? Are you hurt?" It was just she knocked it out of the park. I can't wait to work with her on screen. It's going to be amazing.
oh, so that was my next question. Now you shared with me kind of in some of our past interviews we've done about Midas Cove that some of the stuff was like done over Zoom, meeting these people for the first time. So
Yeah,
was that kind of the case with Sarah here? You met her over Zoom and you kind of knew right
yeah.
away.
It's pretty far for people to travel,
Sure.
so I like to be as convenient. But when we go to do the show, I always like to get with them and rehearse in person, get a feel because you also gotta take in the fact that there's movements, turning around, looking certain way to look people in the eyes and stuff like that. You have to really tweak that, and that's why I always have like an hour of rehearsal before we shoot.
So have you filmed any scenes yet featuring Sarah?
They're coming up, and I don't want to give it away. It's a big, sad, emotional
Okay.
scene, and poor Sarah, I feel for her on that.
Yeah.
We found the perfect. Well, my crew member Eli, he found this place, and it's beautiful, and it's quiet. No one's there, and it's probably going to be one of the many sad scenes you're going to see. It's very, and
Okay, we'll leave it at
you're
that.
also going to see a little bit of horror in this because we bring out the people called the Death Stalkers, and Eli built their whole attire, and they are pretty vicious.
And so Ben, like when you're creating the stuff, making it come to life, on the actual film day, um, bringing this horror stuff into your little picture there, your TV show there. I mean, that must take a lot of setting up, just getting it to look so right and getting the right
Oh,
makeup and everything, huh?
well, I'll tell you, Ben, you could talk about 5 hours on that one. No, but no, when you go there, that's why I like to go the day before to kind of check the place out
Yeah.
because I tell everybody when you write a script, it's going to change 8 times. It's going to change the day you start filming because anything can happen. An actor can't make it. Guess what? You got to rewrite. You got to redo stuff. You got to put lines in different places. But yeah, I always want to go see where people are going to be placed and just, you know, knock it out. But it takes a lot of time, but it's so worth it because when you see it come to life, Jason, it's a different world. It's all worth it. It really is.
Yeah. And then Sarah, did you say your character's name is Tina?
It is Tracy. Tracy
Tracy.
Wheeler. Yes.
So
Yeah, we already got a Tina.
okay, so Tracy, how well do you think you know Tracy? Like you've been living with her, and then kind of like Ben's talking. When you go, on day one to film the scenes, you're going to bring this character to life. Have you really been kind of thinking about how you're going to do that?
Absolutely. I have spent so much time in Tracy's mindset because, like I said, we share a lot of, you know, there's a lot of commonness between me and her. A lot of things we do have in common, and there's some things that we don't. That like I said, they're the building blocks. And I'll call Ben and be like, "Okay, Ben, tell me, give me something about her. Give me a little bit more. Like, what do you want to see? Like, how do you envision this?" And his first words are just whatever feels comfortable. Like he's like, this is your character. Do what feels right, but just remember, you are her and she is you, and just bring it to life. Like during the moment, just everything you feel, just let it out. And when we start filming, it is going to be very emotional. It's going to be a lot of weight on my shoulder, but I'm waiting for it. It's a moment that I'm waiting for because I know all that weight is just going to be lifted once I hear action. And I know too, there's, I'm going to have a couple people with me to kind of be there to ground me and make sure that, when that scene is done, everything is okay. And a couple people, which Ben, I don't know if it's okay to say, a couple people that will be there on set, of course, would be, my husband, because he is my rock. So he'll be there to kind of, guide me back to reality. And then, another person that's going to be also Midas Cove is one of my best friends, Vin. He plays a character as well. He'll be there too because he grounds me just
I
as
can't
much.
wait to meet him in person. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, he is a firecracker, and he's definitely gonna be on there as well. So he is another person that grounds me. He can kind of bring me down to reality, and that's definitely what's going to be needed during these scenes. It's like I said, it's going to be a journey. Tracy's story is definitely a roller coaster, and it's a roller coaster I can't wait for people to get on.
Those are the best kind of stories, though. I mean, you don't want somebody that's totally perfect, because it's going to be pretty boring story otherwise, right, Ben?
Yeah. See, Jason, I don't go for like 1,000 gallons of blood.
Yeah.
I show brutality through, yes, death, but you also see the pain.
Yeah.
What they're going through, because you can cover people soaked in blood. That's great and all that, because that's not really scary to people anymore. You want to see this emotional state, like when you have this family you love and they are taken just like that. What do you do?
I mean, I get what you're saying, Ben, because to be honest, even as a horror fan myself, I never was really into those movies where it's just all blood and gore. I mean,
it's overdone.
There's got to be a reason for it. It's got to, maybe if it's part of the story, I get it, but not just for the sheer shock factor. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's been done so much now. It's kind of like, it's all right.
Yeah. And now, Ben, how protective are you, since you're the creator of these characters? I mean, if you ever had an act, like you said, the actors got to have a big role in kind of developing their character as well. But if you ever had an actor kind of like portraying the character in a way you didn't see fit, would you call them on that or say, hey, I don't think that person would do that?
Only thing I really do is I love every one of my actors and actresses. I wish you could meet them all because they are amazing people. But only thing I really go is like the tone, or can you act a little more scared, or can you be a little bit more meaner looking? Like you ever see people overact in the thing? They're looking crazy, but you just want to give that calm, like mad look, and that's all you need. But but my actors though, I tell them enough and they roll with it. They just roll with it. Yeah.
Because again, in doing this pop culture stuff, one of my all-time favorite shows that I ever watched was Happy Days, and of course, we got the iconic character of the Fonz. We all know who I'm talking about. And that was interestingly enough. I read his book, and he was saying that a lot of the Fonz character, Gary Marshall, the creator, a character he created, but Henry Winkler, the actor, he really kind of he thought of the A and all this other stuff, and and the thumb and all that. And it's amazing, somebody that's that into their role could have a big
impact.
A big impact on how the audience portrays that character.
Well, think about this. Think about the show Good Times. The word dynamite.
Yeah.
It's one word.
Yeah.
Become iconic. It's just crazy.
And yet it created such a ruckus with the other actors on the show. One got fired over it, another one, quit over it.
That happens. But unfortunately, it's never happened on my show, and I hope it never does. But it does happen. I've heard stories.
Yeah. And now, Sarah, before we wrap it up today, I want to ask a little bit about you. As I always like to do, I try to research the people coming on the show so I know a little bit about them. I went on your Facebook page and I seen that you were on I don't know if you have a podcast or something. I tried to hit it up on YouTube. It wouldn't really play, but do you have a podcast of your own or that you're part of?
I am. So I am a co-host on a podcast called it's called The Cozy Coven. And it comes on every Thursday at 9 p.m. and we talk about everything Halloween and all types of stuff. It's so fairly new. We have that. And then eventually I will be starting my own podcast that's in the works. And maybe next time we can talk about that.
I was just going to say, we will definitely have you back to talk about all that. And like I said, I don't know why I wouldn't play, but the episode I tried to play wouldn't play back on YouTube. It just showed a picture, but I'm going to check this out before you come back on, and we will definitely have some more stuff to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. We always do it live. So I say whenever you can, pop in, come join us,
We will do
witches.
that.
So
That's good. That's good.
yeah.
And you know, I got to tell you, Ben, as I said at the top of this episode, I've interviewed you a number of times in the past, and I got to thank you, first of all, Ben. One reason I invited you on, besides the fact that you're a great guy and you got this great Midas Cove, is you've always been a big a mutual friend of me and a supporter. Every time I don't think I haven't noticed this. I know I thanked you, but every time I post an episode or something, you know, you share it, and you don't have to do that, and I do appreciate that. But what I was getting ready to say in regards to your Midas Cove, you know, a single episode has yet to premiere, and the funny thing about it is, I'm so invested in the project. I'm such a fan of it. I can't wait to see it. The anticipation. It's like the buildup, as you say, you like to do. I'm such a fan of the show, which is funny because it hasn't even premiered yet.
I know, but the thing is, I've seen the footage,
Yeah,
and I wish you could see it. I
yeah,
wish you
yeah.
could. I mean, we had an $80,000 Dodge Viper, and we had Amanda May's $170,000 custom Corvette blowing the wheels off and on her big expensive yacht. I mean, all these locations, they take time. That's why Midas Cove takes a little bit more time. But these people are so generous to let us use these very nice locations, and I'm very lucky and appreciative of that. And
Yeah.
I want to do it right though, Jason. I really want to do it right. I want to get these nice locations and show everyone what we're about.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, like I said, I'm just so excited. I really can't wait to see I think you did an episode or two with our mutual friend, Tom.
Oh, yeah. Tom's the bomb.
I can't wait to see that. And I know that you're going to have some of the artists from his label, Fire Rock Music Group. And you don't have to divulge any of that now, but that's going to be another fun part, I know, of the show, the music that you guys are going to use in the background.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but Jamie Jessica Henshaw.
Yeah.
She's actually going to perform. I mean, she wrote a song. Literally, I reached out to her about, maybe could she sing a song? And I said it was about Midas Cove. I'm like, yeah. She wrote it in 45 seconds. Wow, it's the most amazing lyrics I've ever heard. I'm like,
Midas Cove exclusive. I mean, and I don't know. I don't want to step on anybody's, toes here, but if you haven't already gotten her, maybe Ben, to create a Midas Cove theme song, that would be cool.
You just gave me an idea. Oh, what size shirt you wear, by the way?
It's Mighty Mouse.
Well, I mean, what size though? What size?
Oh, I got you. Double X. Yeah.
Okay, you're getting a Midas Cove shirt, by the way, Jay.
Well, thank you. And before you wrap it up, Ben, just to kind of give a little historical perspective on our friendship here, is I did not know this at the time, but the last time me and Tom interviewed you for the This Is Metal show, as it turned out, that ended up being the very last episode of that show. The powers that be kind of killed the show. That's all we're gonna say. But what a way to end a great show,
Oh, yeah. It was. You know what? I love that episode. It's amazing. I had so much fun on that.
And
we always have fun on your show. It's really good.
Jamie happened to be part of it. That's why I wanted to reach out to you, Ben, to be part of this show today. Not just because of our Halloween themed episode, but I knew you'd be perfect for this. And we will have you back, and maybe we could have you and Sarah come back. I'd like to do like a Christmas themed episode around the holidays for that.
Hey, you can have horror in Christmas. Just saying.
Okay, yeah,
hey, what about Krampus? Krampus is a thing.
You gotta give him some love too.
Okay, before we go, do you guys want to say anything to the people watching this?
Ladies first.
Thank you for tuning in, and definitely come back. Keep watching. And my name is Sarahjane, and it was such a pleasure to be on here with both you guys and be able to talk about Halloween and Midas Cove and everything in between. And I can't wait to do it again.
And Sarahjane, I just say that I will definitely have you back because I'd like to interview you, on your own to learn specifically more about your career and stuff to date. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. It would be an honor.
You, Ben, anything to wrap it up for today?
And I'll say I'm Ben Hicks, Ryan Creator, Midas Cove, and Jason shows the bomb. Jrock, for life.
Thank you, Ben. And
And
just so you guys
as
know,
Jake Carter would say, I'll see you real soon.
just so you guys know, this will be going up later today. I'll send you the link once it goes up. Okay.
Good deal.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.